Ra's life has never been the same since the day she lost her mother. That loss didn't just take away a person from her life. It took away her sense of comfort, her emotional support, and the one place where she could truly be herself. There was a time when she would come home and talk endlessly about her day, sharing even the smallest details. But now, silence has taken over that space. She has learned to keep everything inside. Her pain, her thoughts, her struggles, all hidden behind a calm and composed face. To the outside world, she may seem strong and independent, but deep down, she is still trying to cope with a loss that changed her completely. Even then, Ra refuses to give up on life. She continues working, trying to build a future for herself, hoping that one day things might get better. But what she doesn't realize is that while she is trying to move forward, someone else is quietly planning to pull her back into darkness. That person is Wasim. Wasim's greed has reached a point where it controls his every thought. For him, money and power matter more than relationships, more than trust, and more than humanity itself. And in his eyes, Ra is no longer just a girl trying to survive her circumstances. She is an obstacle that needs to be removed. One day, Wasim sits down with his son, Zaryun, and shares his concerns. He tells him clearly that Ra could become a serious problem for them in the future. Zaryun listens carefully and asks his father what they should do about it. Wasim's answer is cold and calculated. He reveals a plan that shows just how far he is willing to go. He suggests that they should kidnap Ra, force her to sign over the property documents, and then abandon her somewhere far away where she won't be able to return or cause any trouble for them. Zaryun doesn't hesitate to agree. Instead of questioning the morality of the plan, he supports it. This moment makes one thing very clear. Both father and son are driven by the same greed, and neither of them has any intention of doing the right thing. Meanwhile, completely unaware of what is being planned against her, Ra continues with her daily life. After finishing her work at the office, she steps outside and walks toward her car. The day seems normal, but something feels off. There is a strange sense of unease in the air, as if someone is watching her. She tries to ignore the feeling, convincing herself that it's just her imagination. But she is wrong. As she reaches her car and prepares to leave, a group of men suddenly appears out of nowhere. Before she can react or call for help, they grab her. Everything happens so quickly that she doesn't even get a chance to defend herself. Within seconds, she is knocked unconscious. And just like that, Ra is taken. This is not the first time something like this has happened to her, which makes the situation even more terrifying. It feels like no matter how hard she tries to move forward, danger keeps finding its way back into her life. At the same time, somewhere else, our man begins to feel that something is wrong. He tries to call Ra'a, expecting her to answer like she usually does. But this time, there is no response. He calls again. And again. But the result is the same. At first, he tries to stay calm, thinking she might just be busy. But as time passes, a sense of worry starts to grow inside him. Something doesn't feel right. Armand trusts his instincts, and this time, his instincts are telling him that Ra is in trouble. Without wasting any time, he starts looking into the situation. Using his contacts and sources, he begins gathering information. It doesn't take long before he discovers the truth. Ra has been kidnapped. The moment he hears this, everything changes. His concern turns into urgency, and his focus becomes clear. He has to find her, no matter what it takes. He immediately puts all his resources into action, determined to track her down before it's too late. Meanwhile, Ra slowly regains consciousness. Her head feels heavy, and her surroundings are unfamiliar. As her vision clears, the reality of her situation begins to sink in. She is tied to a chair. Her hands are bound, and she cannot move. And then she sees them. Sitting calmly in front of her are Wasim and Zaryun. The sight of them immediately fills her with anger and confusion. She demands to know why they have brought her there and what they want from her. But instead of giving her a proper explanation, Zaryun places a set of documents in front of her. Property papers. He tells her that if she wants to leave this place alive, she needs to sign them. At that moment, everything becomes clear to Ra. This was never about anything personal. This was about greed, about money, about control. But instead of giving in, she stands her ground. Despite being tied up, despite being surrounded by danger, she refuses to sign the documents. She tells them firmly that the property is a trust left by her grandfather and that she would rather donate it to a charitable cause than hand it over to people like them. Her words strike a nerve. Zaryun's expression changes instantly. His patience disappears, replaced by anger. In a sudden burst of rage, he slaps her. The sound echoes through the room. But even after that, Ra does not give up. Seeing that she is still refusing, Zaryun decides to take things even further. He leans closer and threatens her, saying that if she does not sign the papers, her fate will be worse than her mother's. Those words are meant to break her, to scare her into submission. But Ra remains strong. Even in that moment of fear, she refuses to let them win. Meanwhile, Armand continues his search with full determination. After following multiple leads, he finally gets a breakthrough. He learns that Ra was taken in a black car. Using this information, he manages to track the vehicle's location. This leads him to a specific place, the very location where Ra is being held captive. Knowing that the situation is dangerous, Armand doesn't go alone. He brings the police with him, making sure that this time, everything ends properly. Back inside the hideout, the tension continues to rise. Zaryun is still trying to force Ra to sign the papers, growing more frustrated with every second that passes. But just when things seem like they are about to take a darker turn, everything changes. The door suddenly opens, and Armand walks in. His presence shifts the entire atmosphere of the room. With a calm but firm voice, he looks at Zaryun and tells him that his game is over. For a moment, Wasim and Zaryun are stunned. Then panic sets in. Realizing that they have been caught, they try to escape, but they don't get far. The police quickly surround them and take them into custody. Their plan, their greed, everything collapses in that moment. And just like that, the nightmare comes to an end. As the danger fades away, Ra is finally freed. The emotional weight of everything she has just gone through becomes too much to handle. She breaks down. Tears fill her eyes as she runs toward Armand and hugs him tightly. In that moment, all her fear, all her pain, and all her emotions come rushing out. Through her tears, she apologizes to him. She admits that she was wrong to doubt him and acknowledges that he had been right about Wasim and Zaryun from the very beginning. This moment is not just about rescue. It's about realization. It's about understanding who truly deserves trust and who never did. Although Ra is now safe, the story is far from over. Because one important question still remains. Will Wasim and Zaryun finally face the consequences of their actions? Or will they somehow find a way to escape once again? Because in a world driven by greed and power, justice is never guaranteed.